tonight I thought was great. One, we got to see the seeds being planted between him and Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley didn't get pinned, right? So now he has a legitimate beef because he could say, "Well, I had Brock Lesnar, I had him right where I needed him, and he got involved." Now, E was supposed to do that. He had to protect his championship, but now Lashley has a legitimate gripe because he can literally get up there and say, "Hey, look, man, if you would have just stayed out the way, I could have, put him to sleep, but he would have been WWE champion." So now, and then we saw the spear, and I tweeted, "That's something we've been waiting for years. This is the money matchup people been waiting for." And now, if we can get this match on paper, and we can get this match on paper at the WWE at WrestleMania, this would be great. I think this sets up now going into the Royal Rumble. You can kind of see I can see Lashley because he's been dominating that late. It's like after he lost the championship, most people, they kind of step back and he stepped back and, did other things, he was beating up kids and stuff. And now he's like refocused. He's got this renewed energy. So now with Lashley, you can see him getting back into the championship picture. And what better way than be to win the Royal Rumble? What up? We got Kofi Weedston in here from the Dirty Heels podcast. Appreciate you tuning in. Let me know what you think about tonight's show. Make sure y'all check out the Dirty Heels. The Dirty Heels. I love their intro, love their presentation. But when you sit back and you look at everything, you see what Lashley is doing. He's setting up, and now we could get a match with him and Lesnar. That's been the money matchup people been waiting for. That's been the money matchup people been waiting for since what 2000? Since Lesnar came back, since Lashley came back, right? And it's like, oh man, they putting the belt back on Lesnar, but now I'm interested to see, okay, what's going to happen on Raw. We still wondering what's going on with SmackDown, right? We don't know where Paul Heyman is, so this is like wide open. I think this is just, obviously it's for that shock factor. The let's be real, the show dragged tonight. It wasn't bad, it was a wrestling show. I thought both tag team championship matches was incredible, but it was kind of like if you pay attention to WWE. Yeah, Kofi says it. He loved the last match. It was so fire. Put it for the people on Twitch who might not be able to see it. It was so fire. Lashley had Brock's card. Brock winning was actually good. Only thing is, what happens to Big E? Well, guess what? I think with Big E, he has, he's got to go through everybody else again, right? I think he had a respectable reign, considering. You think they're gonna? I don't know if I'll get to that unifying the titles. But I think E had a respectable reign considering we never got a chase with Big E. That's the thing. A lot of times, what we always get in the chase. Big E came in, cashed the money in the bank. It was a different type of title reign, and I thought it was respectful. It would have been nice to see him win this match the way it was originally scheduled. However, card subject to change. But he's a top guy. He's the top guy in the industry. You look at where he's been, the Breakfast Club, Hot 97, all these different media outlets, right? Ring of Wrestling Podcast, Mac Mania. So he's been on a lot of top outlets, right? So because of that, he's a top guy. He's a made guy. There'll never be a take away the fact he was a former WWE champion. He might take a step back, but he'll be back, I think, in the title picture. He'll have to get that chase now, and that's what's going to be fun. If y'all remember when The Rock won the title, right? It was essentially handed to him the first time. But then after he lost it to Stone Cold Steve Austin, and when he was 3-time WWE champion, he took time, and he didn't get until Backlash 2000 when he finally executed and finished the chase. So it could take Big E a while, but I don't think I don't think he's going to get buried. I think that's a term that's thrown around too loosely. Like even Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston's the top guy. He's in the tag team title picture. He had a match, but in that match earlier this year, he helped establish Lashley. And Lashley beating Kofi made sense because Kofi's a former champion, and then he helped establish him. But I think now, Lashley's been a moneymaker for the WWE, right? His merch sells. So now with that ultimate clash of titans, we got that last year with Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Can you imagine how things would be if Lashley in back-to-back WrestleManias can beat Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar? Like that right there will speak volumes.
Houston, we have a problem. Yes!